Thorough Vision presents
Chicago Harness Racing.
News,
Interviews.
Handicapping, hosted by
Mike Paradise
and Eleanor Flavin.
Hello racing fans, welcome to Chicago Harness Racing. I'm Mike Paradise.
And I'm Eleanor Flavin. We're going straight to last night's Maywood card where we had two major late scratches. In the fourth race, the number 4 horse, Don's Drifter, was scratched because he came back from his workout lame. I say major because it changed scheduled trifecta wagering on that race to a perfecta. Fortunately, the scratch came early enough for handicappers to re-examine their wagering strategy, and the 7-2 perfecta paid $104.10.
Okay, and in last night's invitational, $12,000 invitational trot, Igniter unfortunately had a problem making it to the track. Delay in shipping had to be scratched. It was an incredible race for Incredible Child. This horse, the 1-2 favorite, broke at the start. Walter Paisley didn't give up. The horse made up 20 lengths on the pack, but not enough to catch the winner, and that was a loose priority. The veteran came through to pay $13 to win.
Mike, you had that pick, didn't you?
That was one of my long shots in the perfecta.
Long shots. Maywood's live crowd was 3,067. Intertrackers at Sportsman's 1,073, and Balmoral Intertrack was 378. Total handle 716,734. And while watching last night's races, you may have noticed on the bottom fourth of the track, you may have seen red. Well, trackman Frank Vaughn is using a top secret formula to make the track lightning fast. Well, it must be working because 5 out of the 10 winners last night had new lifetime marks. Coming up, Maywood Mutual manager Mike Nardella with information on the Big Q, and then a Big Q payoff last night. One winner, $10,000.
Well, sounds good. We'll be right back with the interview and the news on the Big Q right after this message. This Saturday, you can enjoy 10 exciting harness races and watch the World Heavyweight Championship fight between Mike Tyson and James Bone Crusher Smith at Maywood, Balmoral, and Sportsman's Park, all for the regular admission price of just $2. Tyson, at the age of 30, is the youngest man ever to hold the World Heavyweight Championships. He's undefeated in 28 pro fights with 26 knockouts. Smith's record is 19 wins, 5 losses, and 14 KOs, including a 1-round knockout of Tim Witherspoon to win the WBA title. First harness race is at 8 p.m. The preliminary boxing matches are at 6:30. The main event slated to start at 9:15.
This foal is 4 days old, but her future could be $1 million one. In fact, all Illinois-bred foals could have $1 million future. The harness racing program in Illinois is growing all the time and is now worth over $40 million. If you would like to know how to get your share, call the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association for your free information book at 323-0808 or write them at 15 Spinning Wheel Road, Suite 406, Hinsdale, Illinois, 60521.
This is Eleanor Flavin, and I'm keeping pace at Maywood Park Early Bird Wagering today, and I'm joined by Mr. Mike Nardella, the mutual manager of Maywood Park. Welcome very much to the show.
How do you do, Eleanor?
I'm fine. Now, we wanted to talk today about the new gimmick schedule that's at Maywood this year. We have a new bet that's introduced just this year called the Big Q. Can you explain to all the fans what the Big Q is?
Well, the Big Q takes place, and you bet it on one ticket, but it encompasses 2 races. Now, if you wanted to bet the Big Q, hypothetical, you could use 1-2 with 1-2. It's a $3 bet. You can also bet a $1 partial wheel. The partial wheel bet can get you into a box situation where it would be a box. You cannot buy a box per se. It'll have to go in as a part wheel. Could be bet as a $3 part wheel or a $1 part wheel.
Well, the reason for Maywood Park Management introducing this particular bet is due to the fact that it's one big payoff at the end of the night. There's no carryover pool, but it's higher than a trifecta pool, and this is a good opportunity for the bettors to get there to make that big bet in one night.
Well, I think it's a good bet because I was not in favor of carrying over. I like to see the bettor get his money today.
Yeah, he takes it home with him then.
Right. It's we all like to get our money so that we we know we have it in our hands and we could do what we want with it. And everybody is not endowed with a lot of money, so they can afford to have a winner.
Well, at Maywood we have 3 trifectas, 2 quinellas, 2 perfectas, 2 daily doubles. How do you feel about the gimmick schedule that's here at Maywood this year? Is it competitive for the better?
I think it's a very good schedule. I think, you know, that the bettor has an opportunity to bet the variation of what he may want. He has the opportunity for the second double, which comes in after the 6th race for the latecomer. He still has an opportunity to bet a double. There are perfectas and quinellas for those who like either or. And we have the big Q, and the trifecta, which is probably one of the finest.
That's one of our biggest pools, isn't it? Now, you've been around the track for 31 years, and you and your famous hat are known to just about anybody who's ever been to Maywood. What's your favorite bet? If you know, when you bet at night, what's your favorite bet? Do you like the quinellas, the daily double, or?
Well, I'm a very, very short bettor. I like the quinella because it gives me a chance to take the bet down. I don't have to call it exact. I can get it 1-2 or 2-1, and I have an opportunity to win. Maybe not a lot of money, but I can win.
And that's the name of the game. This is Eleanor Flavin. Thank you very much, Mike, for being with us. And we'll be back right after this with Mike Paradise.
This foal is 4 days old, but her future could be $1 million one. In fact, all Illinois-bred foals could have $1 million future. The harness racing program in Illinois is growing all the time and is now worth over $40 million. If you would like to know how to get your share, call the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association for your free information book at 323-0808 or write them at 15 Spinning Wheel Road, Suite 406, Hinsdale, Illinois, 60521.
You can beat an egg, you can beat a rug, but you can't beat the taste of Diet Sprite. You can beat the heat out on the street.
The only diet soft drink with lime in
You
it.
can't beat the taste of Diet Sprite.
Now win an NCL Caribbean cruise when you play your Coca-Cola bottlers Taste the Good Life game. Just look for details on 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola Classic, Diet Coke, and Sprite.
Mike Paradise will be up with some handicapping news on tonight's Balmoral program, but more information on the big Q payoff last night. It was a 4-6, 4-7 finish, and it paid $10,905 to one lucky winner. And Mike, they have the big Q tonight out at Balmoral.
At Balmoral,
as
too.
well as another exciting
You know,
gimmick
I
schedule.
love the bet. I really, it was around before, it's came back, and I think it's a great bet because I think it's a chance to win big money, yet at the same time, it's easy enough that I think, you know, you get some nice payoffs. It's not something where you just a pie in the sky, one shot type
Right,
of
so
thing.
tonight we have the big Q at Balmoral. We have 8 trifectas featured on Thursday night's program. Intertrack at Maywood, Intertrack Sportsman's live at Balmoral.
Okay.
All right, let's see what you've got for tonight's selection.
Okay, let's talk about Balmoral. Of course, there's, like we said, there's 8 trifectas. At this time, there were no changes in the program. First thing I want to talk about is my solid plays, and I hope I can do as well at Balmoral as we did so far at Maywood. So far for the week, 8 selections, 6 winners. Of course, I'm not guaranteeing anything tonight, but let's see what we can do. My first solid key is in the 5th race, and that's the 7-horse, and that's Skipperary. Gary Mills, the leading driver, is driving this horse. This horse won for $6,000 earlier in the meet, now drops down to $4,000. Barry Roth, is the trainer, is not afraid to put this horse in a competitive spot, and if he loses it, so be it. He's going for the purse money here. So let's use the 7-horse Skipperary in tonight's 5th race. My other solid key is in the 9th race. Again, we have Gary Mills driving. This horse is Riley Ann. Now, Riley Ann last time was in a little bit tougher, had too much ground to make up. I expect a little bit better striking position for Gary Mills tonight. This horse did win already on this track, and I think this horse has a big chance. She has a big chance to key this perfecta and this trifecta. Now let's talk about the daily double. At Balmoral, there's 1 daily double. We're going to use the daily double key horse, Sherman Tank, in the 2nd race. Now, Sherman Tank didn't have his regular driver, Doug Hamilton, last time. The horse had a tough trip and broke stride. If you look back at the previous start, this horse was in against tougher competition and raced very well, finishing 3rd. I think he's well placed in this race and can key the daily double at Balmoral. Okay, well, let's see what we can do about the big Q at Balmoral. Who knows? $10,000 payoff is possible there, too. My big Q keys. In the 7th race, I'm going with the 2-horse Paul Revere N. Had the horse last time. I like the horse right back. Doug Hamilton is the driver and trainer of this horse. I'm looking for some speed between other horses, and Paul Revere N likes to turn it on late. I think he has a big chance of getting up in time. Number 1, Rambling Road Ed, and you have to consider in your big Q a horse with speed from the rail, and this New Zealand bred can hang tough. And I think we also have to use number 4, Hungry Child. Daryl Bussey's coming over from Maywood to Balmoral to drive this horse. The horse last time had the 9th slot. Tonight moves inside, also drops $2,000 in class. If this horse avoids an early duel, he could be very tough. 8th race, our big Q key is Lookout Royal. Marshall Duncan will be in the bite. Now this horse went for $4,000, steps up to 6, but he looks like he's sharp enough to overcome the $2,000 class hike. I think the main competition is going to be from number 5, Eva's Wally. This horse always does well at Balmoral, 2 straight years. Best winning mile was at Balmoral Park. If you're looking for a long shot to consider in this race, number 3, Eagles Big Rock, has speed. He's inside. I think he'll be up close throughout, and he could be a part of the big Q. Okay, Eleanor, before we give the people a little bit of a surprise story we have coming up, let's quickly take a look at the Balmoral standings. Right now, Gary Mills is the leading driver with 15 victories. Doug Hamilton is second with 10. Of course, Doug missed almost a week, and he looks still like the driver to beat. Daryl Howard is in the 3rd spot with 5, and Doug Gates is next at 4. Your leading trainers, Doug Hamilton on top with 10 victories. Barry Rothis, who won last fall's Balmoral meeting, is second. Doug Gates and Mike Arnold are tied for 3rd with 4 each. Looks like we have a little bit of a surprise for the fans. You have something going here.
Yes, we do. Our Balmoral friends and the cable viewers who watch Sports Vision in the Balmoral area can send me, Eleanor Flavin, care of Maywood Park Racetrack. Our P.O. Box number is 308 in Maywood, Illinois, 60153. And I will send you personally from Duke Johnston, in charge of harness operations at Balmoral Park, a free admission pass to Balmoral, either the Intertrack or the live race program, and that's for all of our viewers out there in the Balmoral area.
It's a chance to get a freebie. You can't pass that opportunity up.
No, can't do it.
You know, I wanted to mention when you leave the track early, or if you want to see how my picks are going, you can always pick up the phone and call the racing hotline at 976-2121. And you want to pick up the stretch calls, just call 976-2222. Well,
They get a lot of activity on that line, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fans that wager early and want to know what they're...
I dialed it a lot myself.
Good.
Looks like we're just about out of time.
We'll be back tomorrow with handicapping of the weekend's races at Maywood and Balmoral. Until then, we'll see you at the races.
Good night.